Why does reality feel real? I get asked this question quite a lot when I talk to people about my spirituality and also about why reality is an illusion. And they say, how can that be? It just feels so real. And if you have thought about this question, or if you have not, I would like to ask you to pause the video at this point for a few minutes and really think about that question. And then write to me your answer down below in the comments. I would really be interested in what is people's thought process behind this notion that it cannot be an illusion because reality feels real, and whether you actually have an explanation for that. Thank you if you have done that, and let me explain my point of view, why I think reality actually feels so real to us. And we have to start with our experience. You could say there really is only two aspects to our experience. We have our present moment, our daily awareness, our sensory inputs that make up basically every experience that we have. We could also say feelings come into play. There are different emotional states we can go through, and all of this blends into our present experience. And then, even though it's not technically true that this is a different thing, but we can have in that present moment an experience of a memory of past experiences. And this is very important for us. We go through different thoughts about what we have done in the past, and we remember different moments. And usually they really fit what we are experiencing right now. They are similar. We can see there is some consistency to what we call our life. It's not just randomly that we woke up this morning and we're in a completely different location or experience some completely different sensations. It's all very consistent, and it has been for all of the time that we can remember. This is really important if we want to grasp an idea of what it means to have a sense of reality. Because if you think about your memories, they really go back to early childhood, and they get very fuzzy, and you cannot really remember clearly anymore what actually happened many years ago. You just have this sense of, it must have been similar to what I experience right now. And so look at all of this. You have an experience right now, and you have memories of past experiences that were similar to what you experience right now. But what you don't have, and that's the critical point, what no one of us has, is an experience of something outside of our life, outside of now, or outside of our memories. And so, if we wanted to judge whether what we are experiencing right now is real or not, we would have to come from it from the outside. We would have to know something else that we can compare it to. Basically, we would have to be able to wake up from what we call our life and then judge, okay, there is something larger than this life, and now we can see it's not real, or it's real, whatever then that means. But we don't have that. We have that with dreams. We may have that with illusions, what we call illusions of the mind. Because, we can wake up from dreams into this world and say that dreams were lacking certain aspects that are present now when we are awake. Because dreams, for example, they lack this sense of consistency, of memory. When we are experiencing a dream, we usually don't engage in memories. Because if we would, in a dream, have memories, we would, and correct memories, we would remember, oh yeah, I went to bed. That was the last thing I remember. And now I must be dreaming. And so, because we are not having that in the dream, we can only, when we wake up afterwards, say there was an element missing in the dream that made it not real. And then also see there are other things lacking in dreams, like consistent reality where the event, where events flow in a consistent manner and go from one experience to the next in a consistent way. And so the interesting thing with dreams, and I've talked about this in other videos before, is that you can actually train yourself to carry over your capacity to remember into the dream. And what happens then is you become lucid in the dream. You have a lucid dream. You know, part of your brain becomes awake again in the dream that is able to make consistent memories and generate your all of your thoughts in a consistent manner while you are still in the dream and not waking up. And so you can make very interesting things in the dream. From a point of view of why is reality real, this gives you an amazing opportunity to explore what experience is actually like. I remember very clearly that I have been in many, many lucid dreams, just sitting there in awe about my current experience. I have become so lucid in the dream, knowing that none of this is real, what I'm experiencing right now, in the sense of I'm not awake, but every bit of the experience of the dream was as real as you could imagine. Like, you can pick up things in the dream, you can feel them in your hands, you can turn them around, you can look at them very closely, you can smell things, you can feel your body, you can think, you can talk to others. You can make your dream, your lucid dream, feel very, very real. You can, of course, also do things that you cannot do in quote-unquote real reality. You can jump, fly, and do things that are not possible in waking reality. But in the dream world, many things are also very, very real. And so this makes you think very deeply about why do we actually have not questioned before that reality is real. Because when you have a lucid dream, for the first time you know, okay, shit, just knowing an experience because of its quality of sensory input is not at all enough to tell us if something is real or not. And so this whole notion of experiencing a real reality just really comes from having no other experience to compare it to. And that's where your first awakening experience can really have a dramatic impact on your perspective on reality. When you're first experiencing something that is so extraordinary, so out of your usual daily experience, you suddenly know that your whole life gets recontextualized. Before, you were maybe not thinking about anything outside of your life, you were just living it, thinking it's real, and now you suddenly know that the context for your life is actually not real reality, but something completely different. And this is not to say that what we are experiencing now isn't as profound as we feel it is. Because when I talk about this topic, people also often think that I must be saying there must be something else outside of this reality that just is more real. And in a sense that's true, but in another sense it's wrong. It's true in the sense that you can have an awakening experience where the context of your life is now more real. You have a sense of what reality really is like, why it is here, and maybe a deeper understanding of how it works. And so therefore your experience becomes more real. But at the same time, it's not that I'm suggesting there's like an outside world and this experiencing is happening in a computer simulation or something. Hello. That's not at all what I'm suggesting. Because whether we can know that right now or not, it's not important. But what is important is that current reality has nothing we can contrast it with in usual experience. And if it is an illusion, it doesn't make any difference whether you thought before it's true, real, physical reality, or you now realize it's an illusion. Because it's just a different mechanism by which reality becomes real. It's just a different mechanism of how all of these experiences arise. When you have been under the illusion that what you are experiencing is direct, physical, outside matter, for example, if you have been growing up like me in the materialistic worldview, then yeah, you have this notion of there is something real to reality because it's physical. But notice, this is just another way to explain how all of this arises. And when you have an awakening experience, actually nothing changes in your experience. Just in the background of your mind, you know, okay, the mechanism of how I thought all of this comes into being is differently. Now I see it's just spontaneously arising and doesn't need any physical reality in the background that makes it all possible. It's just the direct experience of the interaction of something we have no experience of, you might call it physical reality, and our own perception of it, our own consciousness. All of what we perceive is just what is there. And so this is the shift you can have in your awareness once you have an awakening experience, and your sense of reality will probably be more accurate by that point. I hope this was helpful, maybe just entertaining for you to have these kind of ideas, these thoughts. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really interested. I'm reading every comment. And if you ask any questions, I will answer them. Maybe I can also make a video out of it. It's always helpful for me to get input of what you are interested in, what I can talk about, what I can share my insights on. And yeah, really with all of that, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.